Ladies and gentlemen, we are live. My name is Alexander Medeiros. With my co-host today, Jeremiah Campana. Jeremiah, how you doing?
Oh, I'm doing, Alex. I am doing. Winter's not been kind to your boy.
Why is that?
Oh man, first of all, if you're in the chat, let me know if you love or hate winter, because I used to be okay with it, and now I can't stand it because I'm on a ritual of just housing disasters that occur every winter. We were talking before the show, just plumbing disaster last year, plumbing disaster this year. Don't buy an old house, folks. Don't buy an old house. Buy a brand new house, new build it yourself.
Yeah,
What about
sorry
you,
you're
man?
dealing with that, man. That stinks.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, I don't like the cold. I used to work outside all the time. Now I work inside mostly, but I'm still outside throughout the day, and it's pretty cold, man. I'm over it. Although I am, on the East Coast. Ohio doesn't really get a ton of snow usually, a ton of cold, right?
January and February, it does get pretty cold. Yes. As far as
Gotcha.
snow goes, it's a crapshoot. Some years, we'll get a couple 3 inches. This year, we got a 3 to 5 inch snowstorm, and then we got a 12 or a 1 foot snowstorm. And then we're getting another 3 inches tomorrow. So it's been a rough
Nice.
one.
Yeah, snow for everybody this year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This winter has been not slow for news. I can tell you that.
Absolutely not. And obviously, the hottest thing right now is the Epstein Files. Now,
Shocker.
yeah, people have been trying to. There's two groups of people. One group says we don't care about the Epstein Files anymore. It's generally a small group. Trump tried to make the group a little bit larger.
He
um,
did.
but the other group has under every comment on every news post, you'll see at least one person saying, "Yeah, that's cool. By the way, what about those Epstein files?"
Yep. Yep. Which
Yeah.
which one are you in? Which category are you in?
I'm definitely in the "what about those Epstein files" category.
Okay.
Um, I was a little. This whole thing has been weird, man. Trump is a hard guy to calculate his next move or what he's up to. Because honestly, I don't think he handled it very well with the Epstein files. But once they've dropped, I mean, it's like a huge W for Trump. I don't I, like you would think after this drop, if there was a bunch of incriminating details in these Epstein files about Trump, they would be all over the place. But doing my research, I don't see anything that either hasn't been brought up already or is just people sharing, oh, well, Trump was mentioned 38,000 times. And it's like, yeah, and 35,000 of them are news articles about Trump being shared to Epstein. So it's it's been interesting.
It's definitely been interesting, and you get a lot of when the files first dropped, you got a lot of because they had the tip line, and people anybody who's
Right.
anybody could share stuff on the tip line, and they released those files too. So people were taking those and sharing them as fact when
Right.
you could see if you actually did a little bit of investigating that the FBI tagged it as like this is not credible, but people were sharing it as if it were credible because the left will believe anything that Alphabet News tells them. What's up, William and the Fire from Decord? Welcome to the show. Thanks for joining
What's
us
up,
this evening.
guys? Ohio Patriots here. Randy's here. Thank you, guys. Appreciate y'all.
Appreciate y'all. Hit that like button if you wouldn't mind while you're here.
So that first email I want to look at from the Epstein files, I don't think this was a new release. Yeah. So this is from G Max, which is Ghislaine Maxwell, and to Jeffrey Epstein. I'm going to
G
share
Max, what a
my.
nickname.
She often signed the emails GX as well, which is interesting. Share screen.
Take your
Right here.
time,
Okay,
Alex.
so so this is there it is. Maximize it here for you guys. And it says, I want you to realize that the dog that hasn't barked, this is from Jeffrey to Ghislaine, is Trump. Victim redacted, which is what, Virginia? I think they
Yes, this was an email that was previously not redacted. So yes, I do believe it was her.
spent hours at my house with him. And she responds, Ghislaine responds, I have been thinking about that. Now, this is the same Ghislaine who said recently about Trump, about a year ago, she said that he had no involvement with Epstein and the underage girls and all this stuff like that.
Correct. Yes, and even the victim who had met Trump said that nothing ever happened between them in her testimony as well.
Right. And so
Which, I
this
mean,
is
if it had, why wouldn't you say yes?
right. Definitely all the incentives to do so. All right, let's see here. Now, before we get into some of the crazier stuff that we see in the Epstein files, have you seen a bunch of images floating around about Mom Donnie? And it's a picture of his mom, and she's sitting next to, it's usually like Bill Clinton and Mom Epstein. And there was one picture of Bezos with them as well. Have you seen those?
I have not seen these photos making the rounds.
So they are fake photos. They're AI
Okay,
photos, and it's
of course they are.
But you know what's interesting is so the tell is it's an old picture, but the quality is like 4K. So it looks like somebody took their phone and took a picture of an old picture. So it kind of matches, but then when you look at the picture, it's like, oh, this is like a 4K image on the picture. So obviously
From like
this is not
1999.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's like, dude, remember, like if you put on an old movie, you're like, who made this?
Right, and it's got the bars on this side, right? When you're on some of those old ones instead of
Yeah.
up here, yeah. It's and it's actually kind of crazy that we can still spot AI images. Because there will come a day when photos like that will start circulating, and it will look like it was taken in 1999.
Yeah. So there's a ton of opportunity on Facebook for content creators right now. If you're making content, you're not posting on Facebook, you're missing out. They have a great monetization program, and if you can get into it, you make some money with stuff you're already posting. So I spend a lot of time on Facebook, and this is also the land of the boomers. And so these are where a ton of these AI images are being propagated because these people, I'm in pro-Trump and anti-Trump groups on Facebook to get both sides.
Right.
It is absolutely crazy how many people believe these images just right off the bat. It's absolutely insane.
Dude,
So we're
you would
cooked, my guy.
think, yeah, dude, you would think like the times that we live in, people would wise up. But like you're saying, you're on Facebook. I don't dabble in Facebook. I mean, you're saying as a content creator, I should, and maybe I'll take you up on that advice one of these days. But it's amazing to me in 2026 that we just don't have a wiser population when it comes to fake images. Like, I can see, when the AOL America Online, you had a dial-up modem. If you got fooled by some photos back then, sure, I get it. The internet was new. It was the Wild West. But by 2026, you should know.
Randy says there's a lot of testimony and emails saying otherwise that I've seen, to be honest. If you want to elaborate on that, Randy, what do you mean? I'll take a look.
He said a lot of emails are fraudulent too. Ohio Patriot says no way the entire truth is coming out ever. That's true, because we've seen names redacted in emails that are really creepy, that it's like, why is this name redacted?
Yeah.
I want to know who this creep is. Like the world wants to know who this creep is.
Yeah. We'll get into this. Some of the because I used Gmail to look at a lot of this stuff, and the way they redacted in there is they just say unknown, or they just black it out with like block letters. But as far as the Mamdani thing, to close that, there was a message that she sent. I don't see where she sent it here. Maybe to Jeffrey, but it says just left Ghislaine's townhouse after party for film. So that's the reason Mamdani has been dragged into the Epstein files, because his mother apparently attended an after party for a film she was in at Ghislaine's townhouse. It's just, I don't think you can really say anything just off of that, but it's very interesting that this really popular, strange new mayor is all of a sudden in the latest Epstein file drop a little bit. Like it's interesting.
Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me. I mean, he's a communist and they're all connected in some form or another. So, if he's into some crazy stuff, would that surprise me? Not a bit. Not a bit, man. These communists are a wild demonic bunch. So you got to take that and see everything that you're looking at with that lens. Like
Right.
This is who these people are. So none of this should come as a surprise to anybody.
Yeah, I agree. Randy says regarding Trump, if you want, I think you have me on Discord, right, Randy? If not, it's at Alexander Medeiros. Send me anything you got. I'd love to take a look at it while we're live here.
For sure. And stick around to the end, folks. We do have I have quite the video to show you in regards to some anti-ICE protesters.
The funniest way, I don't know why I thought of this now, but on Facebook, I also see people spelling Mom Donnie is Momdonnie. That's like if I was super drunk, that's how I would spell Mom Donnie.
Right, yeah. For sure. Drunk texting somebody at 3 a.m. trying to spell his name.
Yeah. All right, so this is an email to Peter Thiel. Now, Jeremiah, you know who Peter Thiel is, right?
I do know who
Peter Thiel is part of the PayPal mafia and is now the co-founder, CEO of Palantir. Is that correct?
Yes.
And
this is Palantir. Isn't that the organization that Trump has hired to do something? This was news not too long ago.
Yeah, they are like basically Israel NSA. That's Palantir. Palantir is in everything.
Right.
They were responsible originally for AI tracking of COVID. So remember how there was I don't know if there was an app you could download. I never downloaded anything, but they were tracking people who got COVID and their interactions with other people based on cell phone data. You remember that?
Yes.
Yeah, that was Palantir.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah. Bad news. I would think. That Palantir seems a little swampy to me.
Mm. All right. So Randy says, and I have to bring this up. I don't want to get too distracted, but he said, I'm sure you already know about the Melania Epstein connections. And I have to say, there's so much that I actually don't know. And at work today, some guy told me that Epstein Melania was one of Epstein's girls, and that he introduced her to Trump. I was like, I have no idea about that.
Yeah, that was fake news.
And I was like, yeah, sure. It's just some old guy at work. But yeah, if you have anything, Randy, let us know. All right. So this is Jeffrey Epstein to Peter Thiel. And the part that's relevant here is, as you probably know, I represent the Rothschilds. What does that mean? Who are the Rothschilds? You know who the Rothschilds are?
I represent. You don't know who the Rothschilds are?
I do.
Of course, you know who the Rothschilds are. Yeah, America's oldest corrupt family, trying to bring America down from the inside out since their inception. They're responsible partially for the Federal Reserve banking system and just moving this country towards socialism every chance they get because they are ultra wealthy. And it's funny, all of their opposing families died on the Titanic. Isn't that a coincidence?
Wow, that's interesting.
Yeah. But, so if he's working with the Rothschilds, not surprising because it makes sense. They're it's like Jewish mafia or something. That just makes if he's like their consigliere, as the Italians might say, totally believable.
Yeah, it's very interesting. And then there was a bunch of emails between Epstein and Irene de Rothschild. So, and they were you could tell it was a very friendly relationship. It's interesting to see Random people might hit you up on Twitter or Instagram or whatever. And, a lot of times those conversations are short, especially if it's someone
Mhm.
like hating on you or something, right? You get a lot of those. But when you're important, right? Because you don't have to be necessarily famous, but when you're
Mhm.
important, like Epstein, you have a lot of important contacts. You can tell who he deemed important and who he didn't by the way he talked to people. I spent a lot of time reading some of the emails today and
Okay.
yesterday.
Give an
And
example.
so like I forget exactly what the conversation was like, but there was like 5 emails to Jeffrey. And then at the end, they're like, sorry for bothering you. And he asked him a question. And the only response from Epstein was no. It's like, that's it. No context, just no. And then
Gotcha.
others where, like, when it's him and a girlfriend, or he was a strange man. Now, just because he was a PDF and he had all these fetishes and everything, he still wanted love, man.
He still wanted love.
And he would send, like, I don't know if he was drunk when he was doing this, but he would send like 20 emails to a chick being like, oh, I want to see you. Where are you? Wake up. Call me. And
Mm.
then the next day they would answer like, sorry, I was sleeping. He's like, oh, it's okay. So it was,
Interesting.
yeah, interesting guy.
If he would have
Um,
just met himself a nice Christian lady, although he hated Christians. Did you know that?
well, I did see a lot of Jewry. That's how you say that? Lots of Jewish supremacy, if you could put it that way.
Sure, sure. Yeah, there was the email where Bill Gates asked him for money for his Africa stuff, and
Mm,
Jeff. First of all, he said something wrong about Bill Gates. He said the idea, this whole idea that all humans are equal is like Catholic bull ish.
yeah, he did not
And
like Catholicism.
no, 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 and Bill Gates definitely don't believe all humans are equal either. So I think they got their wires crossed there because they're both evil tyrants.
Yeah. Let's because I don't have too much about Bill Gates on my list here, but there's been so much that's come out. Let's talk a little bit about Bill Gates. So remember how when COVID happened, everybody was looking at Bill Gates and they were talking about all of these pandemic talks that he was doing, these simulations that the organizations he was funding was a part of all of that. And then we find out it looks like Epstein was heavily involved in those talks and in those simulations. And he would talk to Bill Gates about pandemics all the time in his emails.
Yeah, it's a little. I don't believe in coincidences, Alex. That's bizarre. First of all, like, what do you think Epstein's role was with that? Because he doesn't seem like a biology kind of guy. He's the money guy, right? He can make he sets up the escrow accounts, and you know what I mean. Like he's not the plan a pandemic type of guy. So I wonder if he was just curious about all this going on. Just he's in the know, right? If a
Yeah.
giant
Yeah.
pandemic, starts wiping out all the poor people, him and his rich buddies, like, was he just part of that group? Like, this is what we do. We hide in our bunker and we have all, I'm curious what his role was with that.
Yeah, I don't know exactly, but I don't think he was a super genius or anything like that.
Right.
Um I do think that, like you said, he was in the know. He had obviously tons of crazy connections with a lot of very powerful and wealthy people. And I think it was just the idea of knowing what's going on that was thrilling to him, and knowing and being in power, being able to control things and obviously profit from them. Um, he talked about in some of the emails profiting from bankrupting economies, right? He
Mm.
said something in one of the emails where it was like, it's easier to find something crashing than it is to build something, or something like that, right? So I definitely think he was. I mean, you remember how George Soros made his first $1 billion, right?
I do not. Enlighten me.
So do you know what uh what's it called? Is it FX? FX trading, foreign exchange.
Yeah. Yep.
So you trade the dollar against the yen and against the euro and all the different currencies. Well, George Soros was heavily involved in this, and he did something in the foreign exchange market where he completely bankrupted, I believe it was the UK at the time, and he made $1 billion doing it. They had to change a bunch of rules after for the stock market because of that. But this is a well-known play by the most elite and powerful people in the world. Is they find ways to bankrupt countries and profit off of it.
Not surprising.
So Bill Gates was also, there was some fun stuff. Now, do you think that after Bill Gates slept with those Russian prostitutes and contracted an STD, do you think he wanted to secretly slip his wife medicine because he loved her and cared about her and her health, or he just didn't want to get caught?
He definitely didn't want to get caught. But my question is, so I have to, I have to admit that that email seems just a little sketchy to me, because why does Bill Gates have to go to Epstein for that? Like, Bill Gates doesn't have doctors on the payroll, pharmacists on the payroll. What the heck does he need Epstein for to do that?
That's a good point. And it was an email that wasn't sent to Bill Gates, right? It was from Jeffrey to Jeffrey. Yeah.
So I can see Bill Gates doing something slimy like that. Maybe Epstein was like mad at him, and it was like, let me type up something for some blackmail or something.
Yeah.
But yeah, like, billionaires don't need. He's definitely got pharmacists.
It's also interesting because there were emails about getting Adderall for, or was that the same email about him saying about getting Adderall for a bridge tournament?
I don't know if that was the same email. I'm trying to think. I can't remember. Yeah, but Adderall for a bridge tournament, like, dude, you can get that. I'm sure Bill Gates has people who writes him prescriptions for whatever the heck he wants when he wants.
It is a good point. I do agree that it's probably not hard. Listen, if I had enough money, I'm sure it wouldn't be hard to find a doctor. That's how Prince died, right?
Correct.
He got the doctor to give him whatever he wanted.
Yes. Alex, I have to attend to a baby duty real quick.
Yeah.
Entertain the audience. I will be right back.
Cool. All right. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to remove Jeremiah there. All right, I'm going to talk to you guys about something real quick. So I was on Instagram, or I was actually on Threads. You guys know, the Twitter competitor made by Meta. And I found a video of a mayoral candidate for Long Beach City, California. And this candidate made a video calling for 55 gang leaders to come and take back the city from ICE, whatever that means, right? Tell me if you guys saw that video in the comments. Basically what I saw, I just made a quick introduction. I was like, hey, this guy is calling for gang leaders to fight ICE. This is crazy. Check this out. It blew up. It did like 3 million views on Instagram. Well, a ton of people saw that video. A bunch of other people commented on it. It got over 100 million views, not on my channel, but over everybody's channels, Instagram, Twitter, stuff like that, Facebook. And Adam Carolla covered it. It was big. ABC ended up finding it, reaching out to the guy and doing an interview. I guess the interview hasn't come out yet, but he DM'd me and he said, thank you for blowing up his video. And I was like, okay, whatever. And so I asked him, I was like, well, are you like willing to defend your statement? And he's like, yeah. So we are debating Saturday at 9 p.m. Eastern time on Modern Day Debate, me versus Rogelio Martinez, on basically, should ICE be kicked out of Long Beach City, California? So that'll be very interesting and fun.
Boom.
Baby, all right? We good?
Yeah, baby's fine. She just learned how to roll onto her stomach from her back.
Nice.
So she was in the crib struggling a little bit there. I just had to kind of adjust her and see what. Yeah, but she's good. She's good.
No worries. All right, so this right here, we have, I can't really see it, sorry guys, but it's from Eddie Arsgin, and it's about Jeffrey Epstein, but we don't know who it's to. And it says, this is, from Eddie to Edward? I don't know. Anyway, Edward, this is sensitive. Wait. I don't know. Everything's
They put so many
redacted here.
redactions in there. It's like,
This is to Eddie Aragon. Edward, this is sensitive, so it'll be first and last email depending on your discretion. You can choose to take it or trash it, but this comes from a person that has been there and seen it all as a former staff at the Zorro. The Zorro is a ranch that Jeffrey Epstein owned, and it was in the middle of nowhere. And some people are even saying it was actually harder to get to than the island itself, and that way worse things happened on this at this ranch than the island. And it says, the material below was taken from Jeffrey Epstein's home as my insurance in case of future litigation against Epstein. Sorry, no questions. There's also 7 links to videos down here, and it says SEX video with minor, threesomes, underage girls, basically blackmail videos against Epstein. The last one here says a girl from Bay Area suicide attempt confession to Madam G, which is in every prostitution ring ever. Calling the main woman Madam is like,
she runs the show.
It's apostolic tradition in the
tradition to call her Madam. Yes.
Yeah. And he says, what is damning about Jeffrey Epstein is yet to be written. Do you know somewhere in the hills outside the Zorro, 2 foreign girls were buried on orders of Jeffrey and Madam G? Both died by strangulation during rough fetishes.
Wow. That's just demonic crap, dude. Like, I don't know how else to say that. Like, it's just like, so this is like some of the most, it's been heavy stuff. Like some of this stuff, like my boy Shane Cashman at Inverted World has been covering some of this stuff. Tim Pool's been covering, everybody's been covering it, and everybody's got like a little piece that's just like a little different. A lot of people are covering the pizza code stuff. That's pretty common because that pretty much confirms Pizzagate. But all of it is just some of the worst. Just like I can't wrap my mind around this being normal for people, but it is. This was like their normal lives. And it's just like the devil is alive and well. And people worship him in some of the most disgusting ways that you can come up with. It was probably a lot easier to hide this stuff. So we lived in ignorance for quite a long time, but the internet has pretty much destroyed anybody's ability to hide anything anymore. So it's just sick. Yeah. Sick. Lord have mercy on us all. Absolutely.
Yeah. Amen, Randy. 666 as a high patriot. Absolutely. Now, I do think that humans are very interesting creatures in the sense of you can even like take it back to when you were a kid in middle school, high school. And the first time you do something that you know you shouldn't, go out and drink, have a cigarette, whatever, right? The first time you do it, it's like you're super nervous. You don't know what to expect. You're like, am I going to get caught? You're paranoid. And then all of a sudden in a couple months, you're smoking a pack a week and you don't think anything of it, right? Like,
right.
I think we're like that as humans. The more we do things, we can desensitize ourselves to things, even the most heinous things, to where it becomes normal and you start to think, well, everybody does this. The most jealous spouses are the ones who are cheating themselves, right? Like that's a common trope. So it's, you can see how someone can end up somewhere, especially if there were like emails that Jeffrey Epstein was involved in, like recruiting girls and training them, right? And so like you take people from a young age and you train them to do certain things, and that desensitization happens very quickly.
Yeah, it's a world that I like. What was the Rubicon that you crossed that it went that far, right? Like if you're a mafia hitman, when you took that first life,
right?
What was it that you were like, I'm going to groom underage women? Like I've crossed the line. I'm there now. I'm going full bore with the demonic. I'm going to sacrifice to Baal in every way possible. It's tough to think about. Like it's like stuff made of nightmares, dude.
Yeah, absolutely. It's very cringy. All right, so this here is, I'm not exactly sure. This is a redacted name, I think. Jeffrey Epstein, or I don't know. It says vacation, lie, vacation, whatever that is. Where are you? Are you okay? I loved the torture video, says Jeffrey Epstein. No other context. I don't know what's going on here.
No other
But
context. And then there's the other one. Do you have the other email where Jelaine is like, I am afraid of shadows now? Like, stop sending these videos around.
no, I'm afraid of shadows. Let's see.
Yeah, there's like someone was sending videos that were so disgusting that Jelaine and Epstein were like, please stop. like how demonic do the videos have to be that you have disgusted some of the most disgusting people that have ever existed?
Yeah, I'm not. It's so hard to find all this stuff. One, because it just dropped, and two, because there's so many people reporting on the Epstein files that when you search for this stuff, it's almost easier to search on Twitter, I found.
Oh yeah, X is a great search tool for pretty much any news because you'll get the top independent reporters that are covering the stuff. In fact, let me see. I think maybe if you want to pull some more up here, I think I might be able to find it and drop it into the private chat for you to share.
Yeah, find that for me. I'll read this real quick. Randy with the $5 super chat. Thank you, brother. Really appreciate that. We were trying to tell everyone about this 10 years ago. Frazzle Drip, Pizzagate, Wayfair. It was all real. I remember Wayfair. I remember Pizzagate. What is Frazzle Drip? Haven't heard of that.
That's a new one to me.
Yeah, I mean, all right. So all of this stuff is kind of like under the truther category, right? And I was never really in that crowd. I didn't really listen to those types of people. But they do seem to be vindicated in the Epstein files. Randy says, don't look it up. All right.
Okay, I will not look it up. Yeah, I will take your word for it. I don't want to bother seeing anything that I cannot unsee. You know what I mean? Like, there's no such thing as a brain scrubber. So if it's something I should avoid, I'm gonna go ahead and
I remember in middle school, these types of, they call them like snuff films and like these hardcore porn films. They would go around middle schools pretty quickly because middle school age boys are disgusting and immature, and so like these shocking videos and images would be shared among the kids because they would just like go crazy for them. So I remember seeing this stuff like literally 15 years ago. Yeah, it's
when Pizzagate came out, everybody thought it was just like kooky, like you guys are dumb. And it's like, actually,
what about the guy? There was a guy who went to jail because he went to the pizza place near the White House, right?
Oh man, that's a good question.
And he let off a shot inside of a pizza place, and then he got arrested.
Yeah. That does sound familiar. Guy lets off a shot.
Yeah, don't give your middle school aged kids who are definitely not in public school, definitely not unfettered access to the internet. It's not good.
Pizzagate gunman sentenced to 4 years in prison. Yes. A North Carolina man fired an AR-15 inside a pizza restaurant in DC. This was in 2016 that this happened. And he was there because he was there because he was not a perpetrator of young people. He was there to save them.
He was trying. Randy says he shot at it to try and get the cops to check it out. Bold strategy, Cotton.
Bold move, Cotton. How did it work out for you?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if that was the right. Yeah. Oh, so they did do an investigation. Interesting. Randy said they did an investigation afterwards. Well, I guess it did work out for him. Then he got something.
Yeah, and he probably, it was probably worth it, the little time he spent in jail.
How much time did you get for that? He said 4 years.
Yeah, 4 years.
Oof.
Yeah,
three on good behavior, 2 or 3.
Yeah, son of a gun. For some reason, I can't find this email, but yeah, it was Jelaine and Epstein like telling this redacted name, like, please stop sending these videos. Like, I'm afraid of shadows now. Just, please stop. And I'm like, what were they what could possibly have been in those videos that the Epstein is like, I don't want to see that. And then, even the Department of Justice told us, like, they didn't release videos of like torture and rape and like stuff like that they have. And it's like, okay, you admitted that you have those videos, and you're telling me that there's not someone in that video who's still alive that could be arrested.
Yeah. I heard Alex Jones talking about it, and the way he explains the videos, it's a good point you bring up there, is their trophy videos. So most likely there are identifiable information about these aren't people who are trying to hide their crimes. These are people taking trophy pictures and videos of their crimes. So I wouldn't be surprised if there were people who were easily identifiable in those videos and images that they have.
There has to be. To be. So, like, arrest one of them, please.
Yeah.
Like, you can't tell me that the only people that are going to face justice is Ghislaine and Epstein, who might still be alive, according to some stuff that we've talked about earlier.
Yeah, we'll bring that up shortly here. This is another email from Jeff Reed, not sure to who. But I mean, Tancredi Marchiolo, maybe? Who knows? Epstein's involved in this email somehow. And it says, do you want me to try to do her or just torture her? Now, my guess is you want me to off her or just torture her? That's the way I take it. What about you?
Yeah, that I'm not looking at that as a sexual way. I'm looking at that as you want me to do her in, like, that's
and then to back that up, even, I mean, this is to Jeffrey from someone else. I give you permission to kill him. He is apparently with blank. He lied to you and he lied to me. This is like mafia boss level. You don't kill him yet. You gotta ask the boss if it's all right.
Give you permission. Okay. I wonder who that is. And is that person still alive, or did they get him?
And this is where it's like, okay, what is the reason for the redaction here?
Right. What's the point?
Who are you saving?
Like, you should only be redacting names of the victims, and that's it. That is it.
I wonder how many people worked on the Epstein Files. It had to be a ton of people, right? Like, there's way too much.
3 million, yeah, to go through. Like, you're working.
And there's even more that we don't have. Maybe we have half of it. Maybe.
Right. Yeah. There was 6 million, and we got 3. So there's 3 million that they did not release yet.
And so do you think there's got to be whistleblowers, whether it's now or 5, 10, 15 years from now, who are going to come out like, yeah, I was a redactor, or whatever you call them, and this is who this is, and this is who that is.
Yeah. How does somebody who works there not blow the whistle on that? Because, somebody has to go in there and do it.
I mean, you probably go to jail if you do that, right?
I mean, it's worth it. Take one for the team. Hey, some guy.
That GoFundMe is going to be great.
Some guy went to a pizza joint with an AR to get people to investigate child diddling. Like, come on. If that guy can take one for the team, you can take one for the team. Spend 4 years in prison. Totally worth it if you send one of these creeps to prison.
Yeah. What's up, Blood Logos? Randy says these are just emails. There are a ton of whistleblowers. Listen, me and Jeremiah could sit here for probably 6 hours straight and not cover everything that's come out. It's been crazy, especially like I haven't been following it super closely anyway, just like the main stories. But I mean, this was just a huge dump. I'm sure for like another month, people are just going to uncover thing after thing, like going through these emails. Um, Jmail, there are groups like this who have like take on donations and they're going through and able to read through all the emails. Then there's, I'm sure there's like NBC and CNN and all these people have all of their research teams digging through these to find things they can report on, right? It'll eventually all come out from what we have. And I think the way this works, what do you think about this, Jeremiah, is right now we're all satisfied because we have information to dig through. Once we get through all the information, we're going to have 10 million more questions than answers. And we're going to be trying to knock down the door of the White House again with whoever's in power and say, we need more. What do you think?
Oh, yeah, dude. I mean, think about how long this is going on. He killed himself in 2019, and we're still in this saga. This is like the never ending story.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you're right. It's going to take a long time for people to put the puzzles together. You have some really smart people working on this stuff. Wouldn't be surprised if you see Data Republican put some stuff together. You got independent journalists, and I don't trust any of the alphabet networks, whatever they put together. I'm sure they'll spin into some fake news or whatever. So I don't trust any of them. I'm only trusting independent journalists. But it's going to take months to go through that. And you're right. I think for every answer that we get, we're going to have 10 more questions. And by the end of this, we'll be waiting for the other 3 million that they didn't release yet, because they have to by law, because they passed the law to release the files. So at some point they do have to release those 3 million files, I would imagine.
Yeah.
Is this the plan, to just keep us in an endless loop of really not getting anything, but giving us enough to occupy our time for a little bit?
Yeah. And there's at least a dozen Epsteins out there right now continuing his work. So
Yeah.
I think they might be happy to have Epstein's stuff uncovered, and just keep the heat off of them.
Oh, for
So
sure, dude. Like the ruling class, the New World Order, the globalists, whatever you want to call them, have been doing evil, disgusting stuff like this for a long time. I mean, think way back to when Alex Jones infiltrated what was that island?
Bohemian Grove.
Bohemian Grove, yes. And he found them doing mock sacrifices to Moloch. Like that's I bet there was a point in time they were doing real sacrifices to Moloch, probably on that same island, to that same statue.
Yeah.
So this is something that's been, this is biblical, right? Like the ruling class has been sacrificing children since nations have formed.
And it's interesting. Alex Jones was on the Benny Johnson show, which is an interesting collab. And he talked about the Bohemian Grove. And he basically, his interpretation is the Bohemian Grove is the fake ritual that gets your toes wet. Right. That's so then when the
how do you
Jeffrey
feel about
Epstein,
this, that we're doing this, like, if you're the new guy in the group, it's like, hey, what did you think of that fake ritual?
It's just like, going to a play. And then then when you get invited to the next one, you're like, oh yeah, it's one of those things. We get drunk, there's a beautiful woman around. We have a little fake play, have a little fun after. Yeah, I'll go. And then all of a sudden it's like, oh, we're doing things a little bit different tonight.
Yeah. After tonight, you are part of this group, whether you want to be or not.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Remember how we had beautiful women? Yeah. Now they're all 14 and we have video of you. So,
yep. And we're doing a real sacrifice now.
Yeah.
Our longevity requires real blood. It's that real blood sacrifice. Yeah. And this goes, this isn't just the ruling class. This is happening in Hollywood and music, right? Nicki Minaj.
Yeah.
I believe her, even though Nicki Minaj is a little out there herself. But when she clapped back at Trevor Noah and said, like, y'all worship the devil and the devil requires lots of blood or something like that, she knows what goes on in the music industry. And I bet people do demonic things for fame and money.
You know, I've met a guy who came from the streets, started rapping, was gonna sign a deal. He said, and it's such a weird story to me, but he said, you know, just like how what you brought up, that there's these rituals, and like when you sign these contracts, you do certain things to make sure you're in the in group. It's always weird to me. Like the guy who did it, he's part of a church that's like the New Apostolic Reformation type of
Mhm.
guys. So like I don't know. I always have trouble believing those guys, but I do believe there's definitely some nefarious things going on in the music industry. Um,
For sure.
it's just the testimonies I hear are strange sometimes.
And this one, like this is to me, would guarantee a win in the midterms. Nothing will come out for accountability before the midterms. Why? That doesn't make any sense. Can you imagine the support behind Republicans if they, hey, here's a Democrat on tape raping a 14-year-old. We got him.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Like
yeah,
to me, that's a win. Like I don't understand why you would hold that back before the
yeah.
midterm. I don't know. It doesn't make any sense to me.
Trump should do a watch party of the Bill and Hillary hearings. You just like
Yes.
fire up X and do a live
Yeah.
stream
Here's the
watching it
thing.
from the Oval Office.
I really hope that's going to be beautiful content if they show up to they're about to Congress is like debating like holding them in contempt of Congress, which is
Mm.
bad news. Will they have the balls to do it? That's the real question, because we need to get them on the stand. Oh man, that would be glorious.
So and then someone else was on. I think it was Benny Johnson's show, and it was the guy who does the what's it called? Not when you do the D. It's like when you get sued, and you have to answer questions.
When you get sued and you have to answer questions,
Yeah.
you dropping some like legal jargon on us tonight.
Yes.
Someone in the chat, what's it called when you get sued and you have to answer questions?
Use the D. Deposition.
Deposition. Aha.
Yeah, yeah. I got crazy deja vu
We're so
just
smart.
now about this word too. So it's just a deposition. So interestingly enough, Hillary wants it done live. The guy doing the deposition was like, I've never done a deposition live. Like, I don't need to. It's all of the transcripts will be released. So I don't know. It's interesting. I want it live.
Yeah, of course. Well, the most congressional hearings are live. Apparently not too much was said, but Nick Shirley was at a congressional hearing live. I was catching that on the news a little bit, but
yeah,
apparently nothing came of that because I didn't see any content on that after that was done. So it uncovered a whole lot of nothing.
I'm gonna run through a couple of notes I have where I didn't find the exact emails. But supposedly I did find that one. Where did I put it? But there's in that email we read earlier, 1 Bitcoin for blackmail videos. So that's what the guy wanted when he had those videos. He was after a Bitcoin, which was around $10,000 at the time. He said, send me a Bitcoin and it'll all go away. Those are the videos he had.
Send me a Bitcoin. Oh man, can you?
Yeah. Apparently Epstein lived at the Vatican for a certain amount of time. Did you know that?
No, I did not know that.
And there's either a picture or video of him getting a blessing from John Paul II. Found this out from Jay Dyer.
Wait a minute. So he said human rights are Catholic bullshit. The fact that pardon my French, the fact that all humans are equal. He said that. So what happened? Where did the relationship sour? Is it because he couldn't corrupt the Pope or something, or what do you think it was?
No, I mean honestly, I think people like Epstein, especially powerful men, when they're not religious, they look at religion not with contempt like an atheist does, where it's like the Reddit atheist, where he's like, everybody's stupid who believe. Like, it's not like that, but they just look at it as I'm better than that, and the people who are in this are kind of just fooled, right? And so I think he treats people who are Catholic with respect, in the sense of like, I respect the Catholic belief, but my own personal opinion on it is it's all bullshit. But I Like, I don't know. He probably looks at it as just like, oh, he's Irish. Like he's another powerful man I want to get in bed with, no pun intended.
Yes. Okay. I see what you're saying. I see what you're
So
saying.
yeah.
So he's looking at it as a power play,
Yeah.
not necessarily. I actually believe what's happening
Yeah.
here, but because the Pope is a very, very powerful entity, the Catholic Church
Very
is a
powerful.
powerful entity. But I'd like to think as powerful as they are, and throughout their existence, have they done some evil stuff? Yeah, sure. A lot of Christians have. But I still think the moral high ground is there. So maybe Epstein, maybe he got kicked out of that club and they were like, we don't want nothing to do with you.
Maybe. Ohio Patriot says, stayed at the Vatican, you mean like an Airbnb stay? Literally, there are video, like a bunch of emails. If you just search Vatican in Gmail, you'll see people like, oh, I love your story about the Vatican. I love your experience there. Hey, when can I come to the Vatican? Like joking around. Like, I can't believe you got to stay at the Vatican.
Huh. So
Yeah.
like he was just like passing through and got a cot.
Any opinions on Nick Fuentes' horrible, terrible arc? If I'm not mistaken, I don't think Jeremiah's ever been a fan of Nick
I've
Fuentes. Is
never
that
been a
right,
fan of
Jeremiah?
Nick Fuentes. No, so I'm not familiar with the arc that he's. What could possibly make him worse? Like, that's just my opinion, folks. That's just my opinion.
Yeah, he had what he was calling the generational run, right? Where he was going on every podcast, he was on Pierce, he was on basically
Yeah,
everything
he's
except
on
Joe
everybody's.
Rogan.
Yeah, he really was though.
And
Yeah.
yeah. And I think broadening his audience and seeing the benefits of having a large audience, because here's a guy who is extremely talented and was at a very young age already like on par with the top social media influencers in the conservative space, and was completely crapped on and blacklisted. And so I think he had this huge chip on his shoulder where like his biggest payback on these people who treated him like that is to become the biggest name. And I think he's willing to sacrifice some of his harder takes for
Mm.
that. And I think that's why we see kind of the softening up of Nick. I haven't been following him too closely lately, but I
So what's
have noticed that a lot of people are upset with him. Randy, if you could give us some specific examples, it'll maybe jog my
so
memory.
he's gone softer. He's towing the line, so to speak. Is that what he's being
Yeah,
accused of?
yeah. Randy will probably give us some
But yeah,
specific
that's
examples to talk
it's
about,
funny
but
that you mentioned that. And I can believe that if he's
yeah,
sees the benefit of getting a large audience because Tim Pool talked about this on his show where he was invited to be part of the you know
kiss the wall. No, sorry. Good.
Daily Wire crew or something. So he was invited to be like Tim, let us take over your show. We're going to make you bigger than ever, but you can't say this, and this. And Tim said no. So I can see that being
Interesting.
like yes, we let us control your speech and we'll make you huge is a thing in that space.
Yeah, this is news to me. He put
What?
out an Epstein jacket and said Epstein was based and has aura.
What? He also walked back on the H man and said he's a bad guy. Now who's the H man?
The mustache man, the tiny mustache man.
Oh, said he's a bad guy now. Complete one. Wait a minute. Hitler's a bad guy, but Epstein's a good guy. That's the arc he's going with right now,
Yeah,
according
this
to
is.
Buddy Randy here.
I think his biggest mistake ever was that podcast he did with Clavicular. I think that's when I stopped looking at Nick as
I, I don't even know. I don't even know who that is, but I believe it.
You don't
I,
know who Clavicular is?
I don't know who Clavic.
Clavicular does meth and breaks his bones to get
Oh,
chicks.
oh, God!
He's a Gen Z looks maxer.
Wow. Okay.
And him and Nick did a podcast together, and it was not very straight. It was not very heterosexual.
Oh, okay. So that's
Um,
Nick's initiation into the big time. You know, you gotta do a little
Randy doesn't think Nick
LGBT
is
stuff.
straight at all. That's interesting. Um,
Wouldn't surprise
yeah.
me. Would not surprise me, Randy.
Yeah, I don't know the Nick lore as well, but I've heard some things. All right, so we have another email of Epstein asking for twins because he would like to experiment on them. He would like to see different reactions to certain situations. He also apparently, Elon Musk. Did you see what happened with Elon's email?
I did not, but I heard. I didn't get to see, but I've seen the chatter about it.
Basically, what happened was he was talking to Epstein. He probably heard, if you're just an average billionaire,
Average billionaire.
but
Yeah.
if you're a partier, right? I think the way that Elon works is he works extremely hard, and then I'm sure you felt this before, right? You ever sorry, I lost my train of thought. You ever like work really hard for like a month straight, and then at the end of the month you're just like, I'm done. I need to like go get a steak and a beer and just chill out. Like I think we've all hit that as men.
Yeah.
And I think that he basically hits that wall, but because he's a billionaire and has all these connections, his steak and beer is a party at the Epstein Island. And so I think, maybe he just had this idea of I'm going to go to Epstein's Island and it's going to be a crazy, fun, wild party that I've all heard about, and not knowing what actually goes on there. That's the most charitable take. But it is interesting how he framed it, because he was always like, Epstein invited me and I said no. But apparently what really happened is Epstein got busy. There was no party, and then they just never talked again.
Go figure. Elon had to know this though, right? Like he knew that email existed, right? Like, and he's been clamoring for the files to be released. So
Yeah.
in
When
his
he had the
mind,
spat with Trump.
in his mind, at least, he didn't do anything foul, I guess. I don't know. That's bizarre. Elon's a strange bird. I can't quite pinpoint him. But I know he's a transhumanist, so that always gives me a little side-eye, Elon.
For sure. The last thing I'll talk about before we get to something about Epstein and Fortnite that Jeremiah brought up. There was an email between Epstein and Peter Thiel where they were discussing the Fed chair and how the Federal Reserve can be used as a weapon. And he basically said 0 interest is a little too high, as kind of a joke. So 0 interest, when COVID was going on and the interest was so low, it helped the billionaires and the rich way more than it helped the poor. They were able to leverage through their eyeballs and get the best deals on everything and just buy up as much things as they can. And it was a big tool for these guys. And it makes sense, right? Like at a certain point, it's not about the money. It's about the assets you control, right? So it just matters. How can I temporarily get my hands on this money so I can control more assets? That's the big boy game, right?
Yep. I can't say it didn't help the little people. It did help me get a house.
Yes, it definitely helped. But proportionally,
yes, it did not help us as much as it helped them, for sure.
All right. Wait. Epstein also created this sounds fake, Randy. I'm not saying you're lying. I'm not saying I don't believe you. Epstein also created Call of Duty microtransactions. Hence why the transactions are called CP. I'm going to need a source for this because this is crazy. But It does. It kind of sounds like some gematria level. He's gonna send it now. He sent me a bunch of other stuff too. I'm not gonna be able to go through it.
Epstein's been playing Fortnite.
Yeah, that's what we're looking at now. All right, so we have here. Let me read it. Since we now apparently live in a reality where the most bizarre possibility is what is real, we have to inform you that Jeffrey Epstein's Fortnite account is live and active in Israel multiple times in the last year alone. This is a purchase for Frenzy, which is probably a skin of some sort.
Sure.
Saturday, the 23rd, October 2014. So this is in the Epstein Files, connecting this Fortnite account to Epstein. This is Littlest Jeff 1, is the weirdest name. And then we have Chapter 6, Season 1. Now, this talks about Chapter 6, Season 4 in August of 2025. So it was probably earlier in 2025 when Season 2 was around.
Right, right. So is Jeffrey Epstein hiding in Israel playing Fortnite?
And then there's some other things here about 4chan.
Well, yeah, this guy. I was just about to mention this one. This 4chan post recently.
Not saying anything after this. Please do not try to dox me. Last night, they took him in medical in a wheelchair, front cuffed. Not one triage nurse says they spoke to him. Next, we know a trip van shows up. We do not do releases on the weekends unless a judge orders it. Next thing we know, he's put in a single man cell and hangs himself. You guys, I'm shaking right now, but I don't think they switched him out.
I think they switched him out.
But I think they switched him out. Yeah.
He did a deal. Someone
and then.
Yeah, and then someone cleaned this up. This is the conspiratorial part, right? As soon as they found this out, they wiped it. Like who?
So this is Fortnite Tracker.
Right.
So I used to play a ton of Fortnite. I actually first started streaming during COVID on Fortnite. That was like that's when I bought my first like real streaming setup.
Okay.
And so Fortnite Tracker is not by Fortnite, but they work with the Fortnite API to track all of the stats for in-game stuff. So you can personally come in here and deactivate. You can request that your account be removed from this website. So whoever owned the account did that. You see how it says sign in with Epic Games right here? Oh, you can't see it anymore. Yeah, it says sign in with Epic Games. So you sign in with your Epic Games account, and then you can request to remove your account from the website.
I see.
Yeah, so that's what most likely happened. But, I mean, it's sketchy either way.
Right.
Still sketchy.
Still sketchy. Huh. Yeah, because whoever that was then, even if it was the person who had to sign in and do it themselves, how did they find out so quickly that information was making the rounds on social media?
Exactly.
I mean, Dissident Media is not like a huge account.
Right. No, exactly. It's very strange stuff for sure. But you know what? What I've noticed recently, especially he was also banned from Xbox Live. That's funny. What I've noticed, starting to try to understand how stuff spreads on the internet, if you set up, like there are PR teams who will reach out to people who start getting a little bit of attention, and they try to sign you up for a program where they monitor your name across the internet. And so they will like set up certain alerts, certain web crawling bots that crawl the web looking for your name. And every time your name pops up, they instantly send you an alert. And so they'll automatically like get to know you and what you don't and do want out there. So maybe there's something like that going on. Who knows? Randy just sent us this video. This is Asmon Gold covering the Call.
Epstein supposedly had a hand in the appearance of microtransactions in Call of Duty. What? Wait, what? What the fuck? And this is to Bobby Cockdick. Wait, X Prize is a good idea, but the key are real world rewards. Learn to read. Self-care virtual items and games. I'm all for indoctrinating kids into an economy. You gotta love how his example of real world rewards are virtual items in games. And that was sent to Jeff, president of Call of Duty. Dude, was this guy like the main character of the world? I mean,
was he the main character of the world? Like, yeah, it's crazy, dude.
Wow. So this is
the rabbit hole is deep. And again, like we just talked about earlier, we're going to make all these connections. We're going to have more questions than answers, and round we go. And meanwhile, they're going to steal our elections. They're going to overthrow governments in foreign countries. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
I feel like this is like, okay, let's distract them here with this stuff. Let them play with the Epstein Files while we do our globalist big boy stuff.
Maybe. Well, Randy says Asman has been speedrunning the files. If anyone's going to get through all the files, it'll be Asman sitting in front of his computer for 16 hours a day, reading all the files.
Every single one. Yeah. All the photos. The creepy videos of Epstein chasing the kids around the kitchen.
Yeah, dude. That is this is stuff I see in my nightmares, especially the 90s aesthetic that you see in the pictures.
Oh, yeah. Poor kids, man. Pray for these kids.
So you said we're at about the end of our rope here for the night. You said you had an interesting video for us, and we're all wondering, Jeremiah, what do you got?
I got several. First one I sent you in the private chat. All right, the one at the very top. Okay, ICE better watch out. I'm telling you right now. There's liberals out there that are training to attack, and this is one of them. And I think they should be scared. I don't know. I think they should be scared.
I think I'm scared before we even play it. Yeah, that last one's gonna definitely.
The last one, she just had to miss it. Watch out, ICE. She's coming.
And she still posted it. That's. I would have cut the video right before.
Why did you post that? This next one I got for you. It's circle the wagons. Okay, genius move by ICE agents.
Around the rosy, a pocket full of posies, ashes,
they did that with them until the arrests were made. He just had the agitators.
That's awesome.
Until the arrest was made. And then finally, Alex, in the final video. Now listen, Alex, when it snows, you leave your car outside on accident or whatever. If you don't have a garage and there's just piles of snow on your car, you got to get to work. What are you using typically to get the snow off?
I usually don't prepare well, and I have one of those $5, $10 little car brushes. Right, it takes me like 30 minutes to get the whole car after a snowstorm.
But it's a brush, right? And it's you mean you never thought to use a tool like a rake?
I can't say. I do work on cars. Specifically on dents.
So this probably really hurt you.
Let's see here.
Oh, would you look at that?
Yeah, well.
Would you look at that?
Yeah, there's a few more.
Oh, she's using a rake.
Oh my gosh, just look at it.
Scratching the crap out of her car with a rake. Who cleans their car like that? Who?
Oh, man. A woman.
No. A white liberal from Minnesota.
I gotta get ICE is here, babe. ICE is here. Give me the rake.
Give me the rake. I gotta clean my car. Oh, and then comes summertime.
I would rather
go ahead.
Use my arms and then go change my coat after.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I will use anything. I will use a towel. I'm not going to rake my car.
Yeah. What people don't understand is the amount of damage that has done to that car is multiple thousands of dollars in 15 seconds.
Yeah. And you might as well just get a new car. You might as well just get a new car.
Yeah. I
Jeez.
mean, it's that was rough. So what happens too, for those who don't know, say like this quarter panel here, which you can see is already scratched up. Look at it, you can see it in look at the scratches right here. You can
Oh,
already see
oh my gosh.
So to paint this quarter panel, they not only have to sand the quarter panel down, but they have to paint the door and the bumper because you have to blend the panels. So now just for that, that's literally just that quarter panel to paint that is probably $1,500.
Oh man. So then you got the trunk and probably the quarter panel on the other side.
Yeah, it's
She's probably at
so-
what, $6,000 to $7,000 in damage just from raking her car like a dummy.
yeah. I'll put it this way: people don't realize, like, people used to paint their whole cars, and usually you still only did it on a car you really liked and wanted to keep. But it was at least affordable back then. But was the rake okay? But when a lady came, she must have got a bonus at work or something, or got approved for a new credit card. She came in and she was like, she had me look at a dent, and then she was like, "Oh yeah, can you give me a quote to paint my whole car?" It was all sun damaged and everything. For an '08 Honda Pilot, it was about $7,600 for the
Holy
quote.
cow. I'm just
It was
gonna get a
basically
new
as
Honda
much as the
Pilot.
car.
Yeah.
So you can wrap your car for like $2,000. So that's usually the route people go now, is they wrap it.
Gotcha. Jeez Louise. What's the epistemology of the penguin? Anyways.
Yeah.
Folks,
you
we
are
forgot
right.
to tell you to like, subscribe to both of our channels and share the show with everyone you know, including people you've only met once. Help your boys out here. Help your boys out. Let's get this show regularly here. We're going to be here every Thursday, 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We got some great ideas for this show. Once we get some more episodes under our belt, I think we're going to experiment with some different things to make this more interactive with the audience.
Yes, sir. All right, Jeremiah. I think that's all we got for the night. I appreciate everybody here watching.
What do you got going on? Anything coming up?
Yeah, I've got that debate Saturday night with Rogelio Martinez, Long Beach City. Let's play the video real quick. I found this guy on Threads. I told you guys earlier. I found the guy on Threads. And then I saw his video, had 5,000 views. I reposted it, basically. And it got 3 million views. Let's see here. I did not expect it to do that well, let me tell you. And then it's not playing now. What the heck? All right, never mind. Looks like we're not going to play it. Anyway, go on my Instagram. You can see it. And then I'll be debating him. He called the gang leaders of Long Beach City to come and fight against ICE. He's going to defend that position. It's Saturday night on Modern Day Debate. So tune in for that. What about you, Jeremiah? Got any interviews coming up or anything?
I'm going to give you a tip that'll be hilarious. Share this debate with his political opponent. And he will lose that election, I'm sure. No interviews coming up. I'm trying to score an interview with Daryl Harrison on Islam, but right now I just got some solo videos out. If you haven't seen my video, I covered Breaking Point's independent journalist did a little blurb on the Epstein Files, covered that. So go ahead to my channel and check that out. And that's what I got going on.
Awesome. Well, God bless, guys. Thank you for watching. Hit that like and subscribe on the way out if you haven't already. We'll see you next week.
God bless you.
Peace.